Welcome to Big Sky Voices.
This is Ben Booth.
And I'm Victor Womack.
And this is Victor Womack over here.
Well, Victor, we talk about, when we started to think about this program, we were going to call this Big Sky Views.
Yes.
And or Big Sky Scenes.
But we talk a lot.
Yes, and we decided on Big Sky Voices because it's one of those Churchill type things. It's a strong word, voices.
Voices
Big
is a strong word.
Voices,
Yes, it is.
right? And so when we think, though, of Big Sky Views or Big Sky Scenes, I don't know about you, but it makes me feel so blessed that I have vision, that I can see these, these sunsets and the blue skies and the wonderful things that we get to enjoy in nature, especially those of us who live in New Mexico.
Well, Ben, how long have you lived in New Mexico?
Well, that's a mixed question.
I know you've been coming here for years, haven't you?
My grandfather had a cattle ranch here in New Mexico. And so when I was a child, I was supposed to inherit the cattle ranch.
Okay.
And but he died and left me his hat instead. And Grandma sold the ranch because she didn't know how to run it, and bought a bunch of real estate in West Texas farms, and I felt like I had been cheated. But
I'm sorry.
She hid oil, and so it all worked out. Okay. Grandpa's ghost came along.
Okay. Well, you've been living here a couple of years now, right?
Yeah.
So what is it about the sky? We talked about the sky. What is it about the sky that really interests you or intrigues you?
Thank you. The sky of New Mexico, maybe because of our altitude, maybe because of the dry humidity, maybe because of something spiritual, is iridescent. The blues are richer. The oranges like fire. And I was looking the other day at a sunset, and I was over near Santa Fe, and you had this fantastic golden orange sunset, and then above it you had this turquoise sky.
Yes.
It was magnificent.
Yes.
And I was thinking that the old witch doctors of old, they must have thought, we will dance around the fire, and we will do our spiritual things, whatever they believed. And it's like the spirit of those people still lives in our sunsets and our sunrises here. It's why I love to go on the roof. But it reminds me of why our vision is so important to us.
Now, why is that? How do you think those skies affect us?
Well, this is one thing. I read this article the other day, and anyone that lives in nature or loves nature, it's the views that keep you going. And so this president of the American Ophthalmological Association was talking about the dangers of the new concentration of blue light that's hitting us as a result of computer screens.
Oh, right.
The lights that are shining on us today, most of the LED lights send out a large amount of blue light. And there's a difference between blue light and the red light or the ultraviolet light that you and I usually talk to. The sun sends us red light. You know the heat lamps?
Yes.
Street lamps, red light. It will penetrate your skin maybe 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
And they say it's good for killing maybe skin problems that don't go down very far. But blue light will go back maybe as far as 5 or 6 inches penetration. The problem is when, for example, you and I look at our cell phones at night in a dark room.
Right.
Those cell phones are just blasting our eyes with this blue light, which is harmful to the optic nerve.
Well, if the red light comes from the sun, where does the blue light come from?
It comes from the sun, too. It's just a different frequency, a different spectrum of light. And so, if you wear these sunglasses, we used to say, wear those so you won't get cataracts. And that's true because it protects you. Just that little 1/8 of an inch thing on your skin will cause ultimately a change in your cellular makeup of your eyes. And all of a sudden you've got a growth of skin over your eyes. It's cataracts, right? But blue light goes right on through to the optic nerves. And in the United States, in the last 2 decades, we've seen a 20% increase in blindness or vision deterioration in America. And they think it's because of blue light. And so what you do...
Well, that's pretty scary because all of our kids are watching those screens all the time.
The kids. How about us?
Well, yeah.
I'm on a computer, I bet, 6 or 8 hours a day.
We've been doing it for 20 years. They're going to do it for 80 years.
Yes.
What's the overall impact?
Well, I don't know, but I read this article and I thought, man, how do you fix this? And so what I found is that some computer companies, for example, Dell, they have actually created a little screen cover that will filter out blue light because it's shooting a lot of blue light out. In fact, the majority of the light that comes from a computer is blue light. And then I found Nikon came up with a pair of glasses you can wear and they'll filter it out.
Yeah.
And expensive, $600 or $700. And then I found USA glasses. They come out with one that'll filter it out. It takes a little while for them to make it, but they cost about $150. But the fact of the matter is, the reason I got onto this is, we're trying to figure out how to do movies or films or creative things. And I was reading about Apple and their technology, and there was a little fine line in their annual report that said they have taken steps to lower the concentration of blue light from Apple computers and telephones because of the liability. And I thought, well, that's fine print. That's strange that would be there. And that's when I started looking into it, right? And so...
Well, do you think I could get Apple to pay for my cataract?
Don't know. Somebody apparently is sued them for something. But we don't want to encourage that. But what we do want to encourage is you to be aware that there are ways that you can adjust this. For example, on an iPhone, there's a little button at the bottom. If you go to the bottom and push up, and it says glare prevention. And if you click that, it will cut out 50 to 70% of the blue light.
Really? I did not know that.
It's there, and especially if you've got the i10 software. And so I learned to do that at night. And when I'm using my computers, and look in this room, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5, maybe 6 computers in this room. I've learned how to adjust the light to protect my eyes. And I've noticed when I wear these little blue light glasses, my eyes don't ache at the end of the day.
So you have some of those glasses yourself?
Yeah. And there you go. I mean, they look just like a regular reading
glass.
And but the fact of the matter is, if you and I love the sunrises and the sunsets, and we want to make visions through film or video, I'd recommend everyone that's listening, do your own research. Look into blue light and how you can protect your eyes from it, because think of what your life would be if you couldn't see.
That would be very, very worrying. And I want you to know that this is a man, Ben Booth, who likes to get up on his roof at dawn and drink coffee and tries to invite other masochistic persons to come up there and join him.
It's a traditional value from the day one of history that people have gotten up early and they've watched the sun come up, and usually, whether they're religious or not, they breathe a little prayer. Thank you for delivering me from the darkness.
That's absolutely right. I know.
Bringing the light.
I know an Apache medicine man. He gets up at dawn every morning, goes out and faces the sun. He drinks a glass of water and asks that his problems be washed away and that he be clean for the day.
It's like a renewal. I hope I can learn from yesterday how to do it better today.
Exactly.
But I sure would like to be able to see what's going on.
Well, I really appreciate you bringing that information to us about blue light and what we can do to keep our eyes in decent shape.
This is Big Sky Voices. I'm Ben Booth signing out.
Victor Wamette. Sayonara.